Hello and welcome to Tuesday Night Torg. I am JM the GM, and with me are the Horsemen, the Four Horsemen. Horse people? Horse Knights. You know. The four U's of the apocalypse. We are live on the Ulysses International channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Before we get into our recap from last time, I just wanted to kind of start off by looking at the comments from the previous session. I appreciate everyone who comments in the chat, who comments on YouTube. Just thanks to everyone. Jay Ben, thank you for donating a power pellet possibility to the phylactery. He says I get to use it on all non-reality rated beasts. So, he said a dinosaur is a terrible thing to waste, and I agree with him. So the next time, who knows? Thank you to everyone else who posted on the channel. Mark, who is our longtime fan, first-time commenter. Thank you for all of the kind comments that you left. I love that you are enjoying the games. Thank you for the kind comments about me. And Joshua, he wants to know: has Anton become Russianized due to a long time in Russia, or is he still a pure from Tharkold?
He's probably been influenced. I mean, isn't Tharkold just a mirror of Russia?
A mirror darkly cast.
Orosh seems to be a mirror of Victorian age
Yeah,
India.
but Tharkold went way south, like right at the immediate start of the invasion. He also posted that vampires may not sparkle, but we're about to. So Edith,
glitter for everyone.
That's right. Edith has a fan club. It's fine. It's awesome. And also to all of you, he said, good job on using all of your cards to support each other through last episode. So again, we love our fans. We love talking about comments, obviously talking in the chat. Love that as well. So if you would just continue to do so, we appreciate it. So last time when we left off with with our horsemen, you stopped another one of Lapis's nefarious plans. This one, it turns out that the hospital seemed to have been a giant distraction, as she installed and almost successfully had her people activate a living land anchor that would have drawn Philadelphia into the living land, which, this late in the game would have been devastating. So, well done. You fought a dinosaur, or at least distracted it with flowers and gumption, and then decided to head to Fortuna's Den, looking for information, looking for ways to get out of the city and get to where the next location, the other half of the data set you need will be. As you arrived and pulled up to Fortuna's Den, this sort of reality-rated gambling hall that V knew of, as you did your slow drive-by to kind of scope it out, and the lights sort of dim, and the thunder crashed, and the music on the radio kind of came crackly through with a dun-dun-dun, Lady Salvo definitely saw Lord Grimdark step into this gambling hall, moving past the bouncers. Now, V and Edith have donned disguises of glitter to aid in dazzling, but thankfully not bedazzling, the bouncers of the club and trying to fit in. So we're going to start as the car just passes the front of the warehouse, which seems to be Fortuna's Den, and the doors close behind Grimdark. Salvo is behind the wheel. What is the plan?
Into a parking spot. That fiend! She exclaims. I just saw Lord Grimdark entering that club. I must apprehend him at once. And she's already opening the door.
I guess we follow.
Lady Salvo, Lady of Action. All right, so
keep my distance back a little bit, like casually walk up.
Are you walking casual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with V.
You're all right. So we have Anton and Lady Salvo boldly striding to the door, and Edith and V sparkling under the street lamps as you approach.
I don't want to boldly stride up to the door.
What are you doing, Lady Salvo?
I'm gonna pull a bullet out of one of my clips and toss it and see if it'll get the guards to look that direction, and I'm gonna sneak in while they're looking away.
Oh, all right. Well, give me a trick roll.
Trick or stealth?
If you're not trying, I mean, if the main action here is stealth as opposed to trying to get them to look the other way, I will let you do the stealth roll without the trickery. If you do a trick roll first, I will reduce the difficulty for anyone else who's coming with you.
Let me trick them.
All right,
Moment, and I will attempt to pyrokinesis away from the door to get their attention.
Okay.
Flash of fire.
That's
Okay,
way
so
better than a
you're
bullet.
gonna provide the or are you working together and Lady Salvo throws the bullet and you use pyrokinesis to set it off?
Sure.
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work, everybody. All right, so Mark, give me a just give me a trick roll. Like we'll say that pyrokinesis is a part of this.
Someone's gonna get shot in the butt.
It's probably
That's
going to be
how it
that
starts.
poor thug from the hospital, just been released as he's walking back to his boss's den. I'm going to have to come up with a name for that guy, but he has definitely become like red shirt number 4 for this campaign.
First card played, drama, so I can get a possibility. Because I rolled really low. Yes, followed by an 18, which is +5. And 3 is 21, so that's 8. A 14.
All right, a 14. Lady Salvo, are you throwing the bullet? Is this a teamwork thing?
Yeah,
All right.
we'll teamwork it, yeah.
All right, so Edith and V, you see as Anton and Lady Salvo are kind of keeping to the shadows. Right? It's been raining all day. The street lights of Philadelphia, for whatever reason in this area, are just casting that singular cone of light that doesn't seem to diffuse out into the stormy night. They're kind of keeping to the shadows around the cones of light. And you see Lady Salvo make a quick toss, and Anton, you can see a little burst of flame and then another one, and there is a gunshot. And you do hear someone go, "Not again!" And Lady Salvo and Anton and anyone else who would like to make a stealth roll to sneak in at this point, you can either sneak in through the main doors or try and sneak around the side and see what is there. I will be giving you a decreased target number because of this.
Question, JM. Can I hear music inside the club?
You can hear sort of a low. No, it's not. Remember, it's more of a gambling establishment with the door kind of opening up. You can hear sort of a low. There is like background music, but it's not really obtrusive or anything like that.
Is it enough to activate my power?
It will be enough for you to activate your power. And don't forget, we are starting a new session, so your possibilities are reset to 3.
Cool. All right.
Anton was just having a flashback to the techno Tharkold days.
That's right. Is it techno Tharkold because of the techno demons, or no? All right. So who is trying to sneak in with Lady Salvo?
Oh, me, of course.
Give me a stealth roll.
I mean, how bad can I roll?
I mean, legitimately a 1 can come up. So, I mean, you have like a 5% chance of yelling the sneaking song as you go running in. I'm sneaking! Edith, are you sneaking in while the guards have definitely left their post and are going to see what is going on? Are you going in the main door or kind of around the side, Lady Salvo?
Main door.
Yeah, the main door is completely unguarded at this point.
Jam, so this was one of the places I had a connection, correct?
This is one of the places you have a connection. You
So
have that guy who owes you a favor.
Right. So I'm just going to walk
All
up
right.
to the bouncers.
All right, so you're going to let them sneak in
I'll
first
walk
and then
in.
kind of come in after? Okay. Edith, what's your plan?
I roll an 11 on stealth.
All right. Anton?
I got a 10.
Edith could always be V's +1.
What did you get there, Lady Salvo, on your stealth roll?
I got a total of a 17, but I'm going to play adrenaline to make it an even 20.
All right. Well, that makes it a outstanding success. So I will describe the scene, and then you will become noticed when you want to become noticed, Lady Salvo.
Perfect.
V, we will come back to you here in a second. Edith, Anton, and Lady Salvo, Edith and Anton, you momentarily lose track of Lady Salvo as you step through the doors of, again, what looks like a warehouse, and you enter into a small hallway with black velvet curtains. It's only about 4 feet long, and you can see some flashing lights, but the whole hall is painted black, kind of to prevent any of the inside light from kind of reaching the doors, so it doesn't really look like what is going on here is going on here. And as you step through the curtains, Lady Salvo, you have not felt this much at home since you left the Nile Empire. It is all low tables, cushions. You can hear the of roulette wheels. There are men and women in very sharp-looking suits standing in front of low or kneeling behind kind of low rising tables where they've got cards laid out. There are people sort of arranged in around circular tables, hookahs kind of standing in the center of them, smoke filling the air, and in the center of sort of this den of activity, there is a spiral staircase that kind of rises up to a small balcony that overlooks the gambling hall, and then spirals up again to a second floor that you can't really see. But most of the people in here, Lady Salvo, they are dressed in, at least the staff, the people, the pit bosses, the people running the tables, they are all dressed in very Nile Empire 1930s looking garb.
They're all dressed like Belloc from Lost Ark.
From Lost Ark, yep.
Okay.
You can see that there is the main game that seems to be being played here is Baccarat. All three of you can hear from behind you the sound of like shoes crunching on gravel, and somebody goes, "I don't know. This is the 3rd time I got shot in the leg." That's just rough, man. Here, come on, we'll get you inside. You know what you need? Better luck? Well, yeah, I mean that and whiskey.
Shall we
Not wrong.
push through and get out of the way?
As you kind of push through, Anton, you can see that there are several desks to the left and the right, coat checks. But the coat checks seem a little bit more involved, as you can see that there are cages behind the desks, and there are, in each of these like locked cages, you can see knives and swords, pistols and long arms. There's a two-handed sword that seems to be smoldering in in one of the cages. And there is a young gentleman with a mustache at the counter. Hello, welcome to Fortuna's Den. Please leave your coats and weapons at the door. They do not see Lady Salvo. You do not see Lady Salvo. Oh, 13, auspicious number. And he hands it to you.
I leave my crossbow, but I'm not going to leave my coat.
Do you not wish to relax here in the comfort of Fortuna's Den?
I don't leave my coat anywhere.
I will treat this thing as if it were my own. Number 14. And he kind of puts it... he throws it, it goes off and hits that guy in the other leg. No. As you are standing here at the den, Lady Salvo, you are just in the shadows. It seems to wrap around you like a comforting cloak and obscure you from the view of those in the gambling hall. You can see one of the two bouncers is definitely helping one of the thug that you have now shot twice. As he's sort of hopping, you can see that whatever happened seemed to have grazed the back of his calf, and he is just, I mean, he's playing it up, like, obviously, like, how bad could it actually be? It was a thrown bullet ignited by some Russian guy's mind powers. But he is playing it up, and they sort of head down towards that central staircase where there is a bar on either side.
There's probably a couple of dealers or waitresses who are like, oh, that poor man.
Yeah. Oh, you also notice that several of the people who he's walking past are sort of snickering at him as they, bad luck, Tom's at it again. And they kind of take him to the staircase and they kind of sit him down in a chair next to it. You can see that the people here, this is not, I mean, I would say about 10% of it seems to be people, you know how places like this can get. The word gets out. The rich folk of a city are like, this is where I want to hobnob. So there's definitely kind of a I'm here because it's cool vibe to some of the people. And then there's the Lady Salvo, if you waited in here, fists and firearms ablazing, you know, you would probably take out some pretty bad people in the area. But we're going to stop for a second here as this all sets up, and we're going to go outside. V, your friends have disappeared, have gone into the building, and there's only one of the bouncers outside, and he kind of like talks into his coat a little bit, nods, and then just goes back to looking tough and observant, neither of which actually helped him from the clever teamwork ploy.
No. I just sigh. No, I could have gotten in. And I walk up to the door.
Evening.
Evening.
You lost, or are you here on purpose?
I'm here on purpose.
Glitter.
He does look you up and down as
strategic.
if.
Okay, glitter.
I didn't just throw glitter in my face. Very strategic.
I apologize.
I almost brought a handful of glitter to go like this, but then I realized I would be cleaning glitter out of my desk until the end of time. So,
Very much.
you sure? He kind of looks you up and down. You sure you're in the right place?
Very sure.
You got a token?
Yeah, I pull it out.
Are you trying to bluff your way?
Tell us the damn token.
You're calling. This is the card. This is the card that you called in last session, like with connections. So you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have. Oh. Are you here to see the boss?
That I am.
Yeah. No. 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 She's got one of the special tokens. Is he in? Yeah. No, okay, send someone out. Your escort will be here soon. Should I say who's calling?
You can tell him V is calling.
Just the letter?
Correct.
Yeah, no, today's guest is brought to you by the letter V. No, okay, that actually worked. He knows who you are. So you guys can see a woman descends the staircase as you know, Edith has handed over her crossbow. I can only imagine Anton's like, and then there's this one, and then there's this one, and this is my bottle of good, clean water.
Oh, they want my water?
No.
Oh.
That's
It's
where
not a
Anton
TSA
draws the line.
It's not a TSA checkpoint, right?
That's right. You're only allowed to bring so many ounces into the bar.
Take off your shoes.
You guys can see that a woman in a scarlet red dress starts to descend down the spiral staircase, and she kind of stops and talks to Bad Luck Tom for a second, and Bad Luck Tom, like, all of the pain seems to like just drain out of him as he Lady Salvo, Edith, and Anton, even across this noisy gambling den, you can pick up it's not that bad. It doesn't hurt at all. I just took one in the line of duty. And she kind of pats him on the head, kisses her fingers, and kind of puts them on her cheek. And she walks kind of up the stairs past you guys. What are the three of you doing? She sort of walks with a purpose, like she is going outside to then return, if that makes sense. Like she's not just leaving the bar. She is striding towards a goal.
I'm still looking around for Lady Salvo. She was there. Now she's not. It's kind of like...
You know, I can only imagine that is because she is the knight.
You know, we went through the doorway, and then somehow I got to the coat check, no Lady Salvo, and I'm like,
Well, please enjoy the hall. Again, if you have any questions, do not ask me unless it is to retrieve your stuff out of your locker. If you lose that ticket, I'm sorry. House policy. You are a very intimidating person.
I'll just wander around and kind of mingle looking for Lady Salvo and this dark, grim dude. I didn't quite catch it. He was kind of like out the car muttering something.
Go ahead and give me a find roll. Edith, what are you doing? And then we'll ask Lady Salvo what she's doing.
I'm not staring at the lady in red, but I'm observing her path and observing how people around her react to her.
Okay. It's very obvious, like, the people who seem to have sought this out because this is sort of a place of connection and a place of interest. When they see her, like, nobody's coming up with drinks, nobody's coming up with... they sort of step out of her way.
Okay.
Lady Salvo, as you remain hidden for the time being, what are you doing?
My intention is to lurk in the shadows up on the balcony where I can get a good look at everyone on the first floor. I'm not ascending to the second floor yet.
Okay.
But I want to get a good long look at the first floor.
All right. I'm going to ask you to give me a find roll as well, just to see sort of what stands out above and beyond.
Would I get a small bonus on this for being high up and?
Oh yeah, I'll give you a +2 to the roll.
Cool. Oof. Well, that is a natural one. So, yeah. Apparently, I am fascinated by something that is nothing to do with anything else.
So actually, what you find so fascinating is you are pretty sure that that guy in the far corner, who is currently about to lose his shirt in Baccarat. You don't know how, because frankly, it's impossible. But it's also impossible that Lord Grimdark would be here as well. But you're pretty sure that it's your father, which again, doesn't
What?
make any sense.
What? Okay.
The woman in red steps out of the doors open, and it's not just like the one door opens, like both doors open, and there's no one there to like open them, and the woman in red just sort of strides out onto the street. V, so good to see you. Our mutual acquaintance has told me all about you. He says you are the best smuggler in the business, aside from himself, of course.
I have earned a reputation.
One does. What exactly can we do for you here?
Okay, sidebar to the group. Why were we coming here?
Lady Salvo ran into the building muttering something about...
Right, but we come here specifically for something.
Yeah, so like at the end of last session.
We learned this is where we can find the information on where that second half of the list is going to be.
Well, you knew where it is. It's going to be on the Delphi aircraft carrier in New York. You're trying to find a way to get there.
Gear up.
Yeah, we're
finding.
Sorry, you're right. We're trying to find a way to get to there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to go to there.
We want to go to there.
Can we just get an Uber?
Sure.
You've just got
the
the
aircraft
problem of...
need of transportation, and possibly some gear.
Really? Something so mundane? I expected more.
Well, I could also use any information or rumors about that phone number I got last time.
The secret phone number?
Yay!
You want to spill it to the lady in red?
No, before
AKA
like my backstory. So, Oh, want to see if they've heard of any rumors of the use of cyber papacy tech in the city. So I'm still trying to track that student.
In this city?
Mm-hmm.
You realize how unusual that would be to... And she gives you just this smirk, to find other Cosm tech here on Earth. But very well, I will... please come in, enjoy the establishment. Of course, we will extend to you some complimentary chips, unless, of course, you would just rather retire to the second floor and await our acquaintance.
Done enough gambling today. I think I'll just wait on the second floor.
Very well, please follow me. And she turns around and kind of walks back in. You can totally see the bouncers like...
Do I know her name or no?
You have not. You've interacted with her before when you interacted with the Frenchman, but no one has ever asked her name in front of you. And she just, like, even in the circles you run in, she's known as the woman in red.
Lady in red. Sorry.
The important question is, does Archie know her name?
Still no.
Or does he still refer to her as darling?
We'll have to ask Archie when we go back to the studio. All right, so Lady Salvo, you're standing on the balcony, and Edith, you and Lady Salvo both see V come in escorted by the woman in the red dress. And again, she sort of stands out. And V, as you guys are making that beeline for that balcony, that stairwell, you can see some young rich guy who has clearly had too much kind of stumbles in front of you and is like, listen, I would like, and there is just a flash of movement, and you're pretty sure that the woman in red's elbow connected with his throat, and he is now gasping on the ground as she just sort of steps over him and offers you her hand to kind of... I do apologize. Sometimes the trash comes in. And so she leads across. Edith, you can kind of see that, like, the guys who put their drunk buddy up to that, they've all gone pale and, like, they're not sure if they should rush to his aid or not. Anton and Lady Salvo. Totally clicked.
And it doesn't look like she's being taken against her will, right? V is...
V took a pro-offered hand.
Okay.
How often do I get to say a pro-offered hand? I mean... Just
making sure I don't need to fireball anybody.
Okay. So, Salvo, you are standing on the balcony. What are you doing?
Well, I stare at the guy who I think is my dad for a while, and then I'm just like, nah, that's crazy. That's just not possible. I disbelieve. But when I see V going up to the top floor with the lady in red, I would like to follow them.
You are more than able to follow. With your outstanding success, as I said, I'm going to let that ride. Like, that was a great... You played a card. You rolled an outstanding success. It's going to keep sort of, like, you're able to keep to the shadows. You sort of, like, parallel, like, wait staff so that if somebody looks, you kind of, like, move in sync with the wait staff so they can't really see. Sometimes you duck down behind carts that have chips, because as you ascend to the second floor, you definitely see that this space is broken up into a large number of very private rooms. Some of them have glass walls. Some of the walls, even as you walk, they look like they're, like it's just like a hallway wall, and then part of it goes transparent, and you can see someone is sort of waving his hand to kind of get the attention of, like, one of the multitude of staff here. So these rooms all have different, like, sort of privacy levels, but as you follow V and the woman in red, she seems to be very clearly kind of heading back towards the back of the building, which is kind of butts up against the river. Edith, Anton, what are you doing down there? You still see no, like, neither
I
hide
rolled
nor
a 9,
hair.
so Lady Salvo could have walked in front of me, and I wouldn't have seen her.
Yes.
She could have followed me as I wander around as cover.
That's right.
Oblivious. I wouldn't see the lady in red, except she's all in red and everyone parts around her.
Yes, and that's why you see V. Also, because V is glittered up strategically.
Yes, the lights catch.
Just on the eyes.
What are you two doing?
I was going to wander around and then look at Edith and shrug and point towards V, and I'll walk over and see if I can't ascend the stairs, or I'm not dressed to the nines, jeans and steel jacket.
Not many people here are. In fact, that's one of the clearest signs that either, like, if they're wearing nice-ish and up core earth clothing, they're among that crowd who's like, it's really cool to be here, isn't here? I hear people get into fights here all the time, which is what the guy who you have attracted, he is your new drinking pal. You know the guy who's really super friendly when he gets a couple in him? He has found you, Anton. Yeah, that's why I come here after a hard day of crunching numbers. We come down here. I once saw a guy get his arm broken, jutted right out of the skin. Can't find that on TV.
Nope, sure can't. I will put my arm around him and guide him up the stairs with me. Let's see if they got better booze upstairs.
Oh, they do. They do. But just hold on to your shirt, because they will take it from you. Come on, let's go. Edith, as you are there, you can see that the gun check attendant has sort of moved out, has switched off with someone else, and he is kind of moving, like, directly towards you.
I would like to keep an eye on V. But if he catches up to me, I'm not trying to avoid him.
Are you heading up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay. As you sort of ascend the stairs, he does stop, but he does watch you as you kind of go up and kind of looks around, and he heads up the stairs after you. V, you get to a door, and Lady Salvo, you're again just like several doors back.
Can I make can I spend a possibility to do a wardrobe change?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so what I'm imagining in my head is, I look around a door and I see a woman come by, and I just kind of compare myself with her, and I'm like, She goes into a room, I follow her, whack, and then you see me like walk out in her dress, which is
We were
like,
never going to find you again.
it's like,
No one will ever identify Lady Salvo.
well, wait, hang on, let me be really clear.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me be really clear. I'm still wearing my mask and my hat. I'm still very much like in character, but now I'm wearing like a electric blue dress and a serape of black sparkly stuff over it.
What theme music is playing while you steal this lady's clothes?
Before we get hit for copyright infringement, no.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Peter Gunn, I don't know.
The theme from Peter Gunn. Now it's going to be in my head the rest of the session, and I promise you it will probably color how the rest of the session plays out. I just wanted to point out what Ross just did. I love if you want to try something that is even outside of like really crazy skills check wise, or if you want to make a narrative change for that is something else that I totally will allow possibility. Excuse me, like that is right. It creates the possibility that this might work. So, all right, so wardrobe change happens, and it happens dramatically fast. By the time you step out, Lady Salvo, you can see that the woman in red and V, you are standing in front of this mahogany door that has gold trim. It seems very out of place in even sort of the nicer upstairs area. And the woman in red kind of grabs the doorknob, and she whispers something under her breath, and she turns the doorknob with a click, and when she opens it, there is a very nice den office kind of on the other side. Floor to ceiling bookshelves. There's several ledgers kind of opened on tall like book reading stands. There are 3 overstuffed chairs kind of around this large, magnificent, again, right, 1930s style, heavy wooden desk, right? Hand carved, all of the little knots and whorls, and the chair behind that is a tall leather-backed chair. And as you look out the windows, you definitely can see the night sky. The river looks a little wider, and you can hear kind of the sounds of like harbor bells and just like people on the street kind of rising up. And the chair turns around, and wearing a white linen suit, you can see the shirt is open, and you can see like the hint of a scar that sort of comes up the chest, is the man who you helped, again, under duplicitous circumstances, smuggle one of his people out of the cyber papacy before you really knew what. Right? If there is a Cosm cockroach, it is the Frenchman. He survives. Oh, V, welcome. Please.
Question?
Entre vous.
Since they were ahead, and that's the only thing I noticed, did I notice the lady in red going through the door with V?
Yes. Like as you guys, you guys come up, see you, and then I totally sold high, and that's how I made my first fortune.
Yeah. I'll wave over a waiter to get him more drinks.
You are my best friend, Anton. I'll be
They
right.
do take euros here, right?
Do you just hand him the wad of euros?
I just have euros. I'll peel off a couple and give it to him. I have no idea what
He
they're
sort
used
of
for.
waves it, and he goes stumbling over to one of the little bars that is up here. Anton, what do you like? And, like, V, you clearly hear behind you someone yelling, Anton, what do you like to drink?
Vodka.
Vodka.
Nice.
All right, so we've got you at the door, Lady Salvo in the dress, a couple of doors back. At the head of the stairs is Anton and his new buddy, Roger. And Edith, you kind of made it up to the top of the stairs, and you can see Anton, this woman in an electric blue dress and black sparkly serape, and then at the far end, kind of shrouded in that last light of the hallway, V and the lady in red.
Are the doors shut?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
waiting for. What are you doing, V? Please, have a seat.
I want to know first if the dude is still following Edith.
He is very sort of shyly following Edith. Edith, you're pretty certain if you stay here, he's going to catch up.
I'm not trying to avoid him.
Okay. We will come back to Edith and her mystery
Paramore.
follower.
Coat check friend. I'll step in.
Please, have a seat.
I
You do see, Lady Salvo, the door starts to close.
Okay.
Do you want to listen? What do you want to do when the door is closing?
I want to be at the door listening.
Okay, so you will hear all of this. It is good that you have come. I see we're finally cashing in the favor token. What can I do to balance? And he actually stands up and walks over to one of the ledgers and like flips back about a half dozen pages. Yes. What can I do to balance the book between us?
Well, my friends and I need some rapid transportation to New York. Tracking down a lead. And then wanted to see if you heard of anybody else who set up shop in town. I've heard rumors that in the business district, someone's running some cyber papacy tech.
New York is hard, as you know. Different parts of New York may or may not still be in this cosm. How quickly do you need to get there? I'm not saying no. I'm just asking.
Sooner than later. I don't know that it needs to be. Well, I don't know, team. How urgent do we think this is?
Yesterday?
Yesterday. And what time of day is it, Jam?
It's in the evening.
Evening.
Mm-hmm.
I would say tomorrow, midday, late afternoon.
I can arrange that. What? Where in New York? Not near the bridge, yes?
I don't know, is it near the bridge?
No.
Okay. No, not near the bridge.
All right.
He doesn't mean like the Washington Bridge. He means
like the Maelstrom
the bridge for the cosms, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. A lot of bridges in New York. It's like I don't know if it's parked under a bridge.
Oh, yeah.
We're
We're going to New York.
I can arrange that. How many people?
Myself and 3 others.
And are these others like us?
More or less.
You wouldn't happen to be, you wouldn't happen to be going after Lapis, would you?
Perhaps.
You know, you and I, we have debts to settle. She has worked for me in the past. He put me in a sort of a conundrum. Stuck between debts I owe and loyalty to those I work for, or work with me. You wouldn't happen to have anything to sweeten the pot, would you? Because I do happen to know that Lapis was in town and she is running some cyber papacy, much like you. People who bring the cosm with them. We are a rarity, but I do like to keep track of those that I can.
That's wise.
Can I make my way down the hall kind of nonchalantly?
Sure. Aside from the fact that Roger has clearly come back with you and he is holding what seems to be a plastic bottle of vodka. She gave me the whole thing for those euros. I'm sure it's
Very
good.
Very good. You wait right here. I find they probably have like these standing tables that have no stools around them. You know, chest high. Wait here. I must use how you say men's room, and I go down the hallway like
he kind of no, Anton, no. That's the ladies' room. I've made that mistake before. The men's room is down that way. And he points the complete other direction.
Nice. Keep going.
Okay. Excuse me, number 14? Hi, I'm Maurice. They call me Maury around here, and so just was wondering what brings you to Fortuna's Den. And he sort of leans on the table, and the whole table kind of shifts, and he stands back up.
Oh, probably the same as anybody else around here.
You should be careful. There's like some of the stuff that gets gambled here is. I once saw a guy like lose his arm, not like literally lose his arm because of debts that were incurred here. So you know. Can I buy you a drink?
I imagine you can, but I don't.
I love Edith so much.
Real smooth.
Would you say that you can kind of see he kind of? I mean, yes, I do have an employee I do have an employee discount.
What are you after, Maury?
I said you were.
A pleasure of your company.
I'm a junior supervisor.
I like how the rest of you are like, here are the lines that. Come on, Maury. We'll Cyrano you here. I don't know. You seem interesting, and
Is it the coat?
the coat isn't hurting. You're also the only person in here with glitter, which I feel is a bold choice. So
Glitter pays. Glitter pays.
I can provide this, but if you are going after Lapis, do you have anything to sweeten this deal? I am not involved in whatever is going on here.
Mm-hmm. While this is going on, can I play alertness
Sure.
to try and see what else is going on here?
Sure.
Maybe get an idea of what he's looking for.
you can see that as you kind of look around the room, so everything is sort of meticulously kept on the bookshelves, right? The ledgers are all bound in the same. He has a door of mahogany and many leather-bound books, and you can see that there are 4 ledger stands, okay, each with a book on them. There are 2 ledgers open on his desk, but as you kind of look around, there are 8 books missing from the shelves. And in fact, there's a group of 3 books that are missing, and sort of where they would sit, you can just see a single piece of lapis lazuli that's kind of just sitting there.
Huh.
Let me know when I get to the door.
There is a woman standing in front of the door.
Excuse me, miss.
I'll turn around and you can see the mask and the hat. Anton, about time you got
found
here.
Lady Salvo.
I want to touch the door handle and cast psychometry.
Okay.
Ooh, good choice.
I think we established you have to lick the doorknob.
Okay, rubber lips.
Mark, you can have a possibility for the deep pull of a Get Smart quote.
Wow.
Wow.
They use that in Batman and Robin too, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
true.
God.
That's what I thought it was from, the George Clooney one.
No, get smart. A spy tries to poison him with poison lipstick, and it doesn't work, and he pulls it off. He goes, rubber lips.
Missed it by that much.
So, 5, 18. I got a good success to target number 10. So the psychic can read strong emotions or mental images that cling to an object. She must handle the object and concentrate for a minute to gain any impressions. On a standard success, the psionicist sees images of how the object was generally used in the past. Note, this provides a combination for keypads or safes and shows an unfamiliar psi how to use otherwise alien devices. With a good, the psi sees images of any unusual or intense uses of the object, especially crimes. So,
All right.
if there's anything to be had by touching the door handle.
Yeah,
Killed him with a doorknob.
You can hear in your mind the passphrase that sort of unlocks the door.
Ooh. That's a really good one.
Hopefully I spent a perk to get it, so.
So I will send it to you in chat, Mark.
JM?
Yes.
I want to, while he's doing that, I'm, out of the corner of his eye, he probably sees me like pull out one of my pistols, and I'm screwing on the silencer.
Okay.
I do with the other one.
Edith, you can see that Anton and someone who is clearly Lady Salvo would address, who is screwing on silencers. So again, this hallway sort of right. There are the 2 rooms, like the opaque rooms, and then kind of this mahogany door. So you can see kind of now at this point, like face down on the table, head and arm, plastic bottle of vodka, kind of standing at one of the standing tables in this main hallway. Maury is still trying to talk to you, but generally making a buffoon of himself. Inside the room, V, what were you going to say?
I was going to walk towards the ledger and pick up the lapis and say, "Oh, I see you're starting to collect gemstones."
Let's just cut to the chase. Are you tracking Lapis?
Yes.
Are you going after Lapis?
Yes.
I will make you a deal, V. I will get you there, not only quickly, but in style. And if you have any other needs, within reason, we will balance the debts. But there was a reason that Lapis was able to put together what she put together. She relieved me of 3 of my ledgers. Books where I keep favors owed, deeds done, that sort of thing. You bring me these ledgers, and I will owe you. Much more than what I owe you now. You bring me Lapis, and I will give you a city in the Nile Empire if that is what you want. I wish to have words with my former employee. Sometimes coups happen because one gets sloppy. Sometimes they happen because someone more skillful comes along. Sometimes they happen because a bull blunders through the china shop. I want that bull's head, but I will settle for the ledgers. Do we have an accord?
We have an accord.
Be downstairs in roughly a half hour. I will see you to it. Do you have any needs?
So I think we were looking for transport, possibly some burner phones, because the ones that I fixed the ones we had before, right?
You did. Well, except for the one that Lady Salvo clearly threw on the ground and shot.
Right, that one.
That one's pretty well fragged.
So I'll say primarily transport and anything you feel like throwing in the pursuit of Lady Salvo. Not Salvo. Lapis.
Lapis?
Yeah.
What?
Lady Salvo.
Surprise!
He looks up
Betrayal!
at the lady in red and kind of... She's like, I will be on the boat. Lapis and I have things to discuss. All right, out in the hallway, you finish... So the lady in red goes to open the door. The Frenchman, enjoy. Make it an hour. I will see what I can put together. Enjoy the Fortuna's Den.
You want this back?
He kind of holds out his hand. I may owe you several more of these. So the door starts to open, Lady Salvo and Anton. Yeah, and so, I mean, if you want something from the gift shop or, from the bar or the kitchen, and as the door starts to open, the wall to your right, Lady Salvo, goes transparent, and you can see that there are a bunch of people in very nice Japanese suits, and most of them seem to be unconscious. It looks like a fight had just gone on in that room, and the guy who hit the call button, because the light kind of comes on and you can see like someone comes around the corner pushing a cart, and who's currently like wiping his hands clean with a bar towel, turns around and he's looking at he looks to the staff member who's coming up, and then he looks at you, and you can't hear anything on the inside of the room because the rooms are soundproof, but Lord Grimdark definitely goes, "You!"
Bam, 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 bam.
All right.
I want to shoot the glass.
We are jumping into combat rounds. Ross, as you are the person with combat rounds, do you want me to cut or not? I have shuffled. It is up to you.
Yes, please cut.
How's that?
In the win.
All right. First card of the night. You take it to them. Attack or maneuver is the favored action, which will get you a Destiny card. It is a standard scene, which means heroes go first with no added bonuses or penalties, followed by our villain. And you can hear Maury go, "No guns! No guns!"
Well, I didn't check in with Maury.
You did not.
So,
But
so
you
I've
know
got
who
my
did?
45s.
This
Lord
will reflect
Grimdark.
on Maury's evaluation.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Yeah, blame. So my intention is to get into the room, and you said there's these walls are glass.
They are glass.
Yeah. So my intention is to blast the glass into shards that I can then move into the room.
Perfect. Let's make it a maneuver check.
Okay.
Will that work for you?
Can I? Well,
And
how
you
about
can
this?
multi-action this.
Wait. Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say, how about this? How about I do that and attack as I get into
Perfect.
the room?
Yep.
Okay. So it's a maneuver plus an attack.
Yep.
All right,
And
cool.
either will get you a Destiny card, so... You,
All right, cool. So you want the maneuver check, and these are both the -2s.
yep, so, it's roll once and apply to both.
Can I still hear the music?
You can still hear the music. In fact, like, the sounds of the crowd seem to sort of fade away a little bit as, like, the music, which is this sort
right.
of Peter Gunn-esque theme that's sort of...
All right,
Go
cool.
for it.
All right.
I'm guessing Lady Salvo will blast holes, step through, and Anton will just reach over and turn the door handle and open the door. It's right there.
On
Probably,
your action,
yeah.
you could do that.
Probably, yeah. My hands were full. That's why I didn't go for the door. Oh well, I rolled a nat 20 for the maneuver check.
Woo! Glory!
Followed by a 10.
Glory!
Followed by an 18. So that's a 48. Sweet
I
Christ.
have a glory card.
Only you had 12 more points.
Yeah. It's a plus 13 to my maneuver of 15, which is a 28 minus 2, 26.
All right.
total.
The glass just shatters spectacularly. And then, so what is the plus 3? Because it's one roll with the penalty to each, right? You just roll the die once. So what
Do
is
we?
that?
Okay.
Also, what is that also applied to your fire?
Is it? Are you sure it's just one roll?
I thought
When
it
you
was just
multi-action?
one roll. When you multi-action. Let me double check
It's
that.
if you know what, if you say it's one roll, we can look later. It's
That
fine.
yeah,
But,
that is how I've typically run multi-actions. So.
Okay, well, if you say so. So 13 to my fire combat. Okay.
Yeah, this doesn't
that's
look
a
good for
33.
for Grimdark. A
You'll have to find a new
33.
nemesis.
Yep.
All right.
Shards of glass and slow mo, and I'm just like, whoa.
All right. You have an outstanding success against him.
Cool. So the damage is cut down a little bit by the silencers. It's now just 12, but I get 2 dice for the outstanding. So that's 15. Oh, that's a infinity. So 25 AP2.
25 AP2. All right.
Yeah, 25 AP2.
All right. All right.
King Lord
25
Grimdark, you
plus
just
12.
bruised
2
him some.
wounds. 2 wounds. So normally it would do 2 wounds and 4 shock, but I'm going to spend one of my possibility.
Actually, I would like to spend a Cosm card.
I don't want you to, though.
Yes, well, the Lord Grimdark, you made one terrible mistake, she'll say. You fought me on Core Earth. Welcome to our world.
And what does that one do, Ross?
So, play on a reality-rated foe. The target must make an immediate, near impossible, difficulty 20, reality roll or be disconnected.
Difficulty 20 roll or be
Reality roll,
disconnected. All right. So Lord Grimdark has a reality of 11.
That's pretty good.
He's got possibility, but he's going to have to spend it to do this. All right, here we go. So base roll is a 13, which only gets him to 12. All right, Come on, one possibility, or else he will be disconnected, and this will go horribly.
So if he's disconnected, he can't do a reality save to mitigate the damage? Is that how it works?
Well, I don't know about that, but he won't be using any of his weird science or
He won't
power.
be using any of his weird science or anything else. He got a plus 11 to the roll with the
He got
possibility, so he made it.
enough.
But that means he is already going to be down 2 possibility points to even attempt to soak this. God darn it, Ross. All right, here we go. All right, so that's a 7, which is a minus 2. So that's only a 9. So I have to spend a third possibility to even attempt to soak this. All right, and now you show up natural 20. So he takes no wounds, but he is down 3 possibilities. He just goes flying back into the table. I'm actually going to say your bullets hit him hard enough that he lands on the table, and they push him back across the slick surface, and he knocks over a water glass. Yo! Glass shatters. Anton, do you want to go next?
Sure, let's see.
Oh, by the way, I'm putting C's initiative into the pool.
Into the pool.
Let's see if he's wearing his asbestos underwear. Pyrokinesis.
All right, go for it.
Since my gun's downstairs.
Damn you, Maury.
I can still succeed, but I want to do better. So I will spend a possibility to add to my 12.
Maury clearly steps behind Edith while screaming, "No guns!"
That's okay. I was going to push him behind me anyway.
8. 21.
I did not mean to rob you of your heroic moment.
What's his dodge or dexterity? That's my target number.
His dodge is 11.
Wow. I got an outstanding success. So I get
Nice.
to roll 2 dice on top of my 14 fire.
He's got 5 possibility, and he's down 3/5 of it before he even gets to go.
Yeah. Does he have 5
3
possibility? Sounds like he
infinity,
has.
so that's 8.
He did.
Another infinity, so that's
Holy shit.
13. 14. He takes 28 fire damage
Woo!
as he erupts into
That
flame.
would be 3 wounds and 6 shock. So yes, I will spend a possibility to try and soak it.
Wow, Anton and Lady Salvo are a deadly freaking combo. Jeez.
Not healthy. You made him use a lot of possibilities to avoid lots of damage.
No kidding.
All right.
And I will play coup de grace.
All right, Mark.
That'll be on
So
the table?
that did 1 wound to him.
Hey, first blood goes to Anton.
At
After
this
his
point,
soak?
adding insult to injury, the sprinklers in this room go off, just soaking Lord Grimdark from the fire that goes off.
Fire alarm.
Yeah, the fire alarm goes off. You can hear people are just like the sound of stampeding, and
Chips
Edith,
being gathered.
you and V, because the door is now open, you can see each other, and you clearly see in reaction to the fire alarm, Roger stop, drops, and rolls. You don't know why. That just seems to have been his reaction. V and the woman in red kind of looks, and then, friends of yours?
I wouldn't use the term friend.
What are you doing? V and Edith, what are you doing? You can clearly see this firefight.
She's
literal
so
firefight.
ashamed of us.
That's right. Has broken out.
Look, I successfully talked my way into the Frenchman and talked my way back out.
It is my job
we all
to
started
put
the
flies
firefight.
in the ointment. That is the whole role of the GM. Got my big basket of flies right here.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to, as a free action, I want to know, where's the yellow crab, villain?
That's the Yellow Crab is a hero from the Nile Empire who Lord Grimdark had kidnapped, which is why Lady Salvo was here. Dun dun dun.
Right. So I need to make sure and get that out. Where is he?
Edith, what would you like to do?
Well, I mean, clearly Edith said she pushes Maury behind her.
Yeah,
I'll save you.
I do not say I'll save you.
I'm not saying
I
that
say
he's clinging
stay
to your
here.
leg in a vaguely Star Wars-esque poster. What are you doing, Edith? It's a free action to push Maury behind you.
My crossbow's downstairs.
It is, and all of your super cool bolts that you have been tinkering with.
Indeed.
But Maury can help you recover them quickly.
You could ask Maury to go get them. Also, as
Yeah.
a free action.
Maury, bring me my crossbow.
He starts running towards the stairs. I need your ticket.
I need to.
And you hear him you can hear him half
damn it.
running, half kind of sliding down the stairs as he takes off. But you still have your action. What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm waiting for my crossbow.
Okay, you stand looking imposing.
You could drink. You could like grab a drink and like.
There is a bar. Like they pushed like one of the staff members has left like one of the little mini refill carts for the rooms. And again, people are pushing past you because the fire alarms are going off. Right? And this top floor is a lot of just very drunk people trying to get out of a second floor. Edith, you are the Rock of Gibraltar though.
Yes,
Okay.
I stand there, coat flapping, as everyone swarms around me.
V,
I like it.
you can just see the Frenchman is at his desk like this.
So, can we see from inside his office all of the men in suits that Lord Grimdark killed?
No. I mean, you can because you and the woman in red are kind of looking out. Yes.
Were those your men?
What? Who? The woman in red looks back. He killed. It looks like he killed, or at least horrifically bruised, the emissaries from Pan Pacifica. The Frenchman kind of reaches over to this old style kind of intercom box, and he hits a button. And V, you clearly hear it because you were in the room. Lady Salvo and Anton, you can hear it sort of echo from the speakers over the sound of Lord Grimdark. You have violated my the armistice here at Fortuna's Den. Consider these people my representatives. And then there's the buzz as he clicks over, and then kind of generally over the intercom you hear, "There is no need to panic. It is just a test of the fire alarm." And all the alarm goes says the sprinklers are still pouring, but they didn't come on in the whole den, just in that one room. And you can see Lord Grimdark gets this snarl on his face and then kind of processes through and then looks at the two of you as, all right, now the fight is on.
Actually, I need to make a note here because the announcement and the alarm and all that stuff. Lady Summer was actually going she puts a hand to her ear. I can't hear the music. My powers are no longer.
At this point, you cannot.
And your jam either.
But you could.
Yeah, but that's not my turn. It's not
No,
my turn.
yeah. So V, what are you doing?
I'm sighing heavily to myself. So we're adjacent to this?
You should just tell the Lady Red, it's so hard to find good help.
It really is. It's so hard to find accomplices that don't light things on fire. So he has been blown back and lit on fire in a tiny room.
Yes, and as one of the members of the chat pointed out, he is not only grim and dark, but now sad and wet. I would like to point out this is not what I had in mind when we started the session. I was like, sweet, this is going to be a big... It's not a big fight. Apparently, Anton and Lady Salvo will just blow through this guy as if he's just... You do not have to get involved, V.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna see the look in Lady Salvo's eye and be like, I'm gonna wait a beat. Like if he tries to run, I will stop him. But I'm like, this is a personal vendetta. I'm just gonna wait a beat.
All right. You will never find where I have sequestered the yellow crab, but soon you will join him. And he kind of gets up on the table, very menacingly, and comes charging like water spraying out as he just kind of runs right at you. He, unfortunately for him, checked his guns with Maury, and so he is leaping at the two of you. I'm going to make a multi-attack and try and catch both of you in this wild haymaker as he leaps off the edge of the table.
You know, surprisingly, unarmed is my weakest defense. So this is actually a great move on his part.
Oh, don't drop your die, Jan. My dice are just not coming through for me tonight. I hit a unarmed of 13. That hits you? Hits you both? All right, I am not saving that last possibility for just... All right, so he...
Kind of like that final fight in Ben Affleck's Daredevil movie.
Yeah, with the rain kind of pouring.
Yeah.
And, all right, so I roll my damage now. What are your unarmed...
13.
Did I get a good success on either of you?
I had 8, so 13 is
a 5.
That's a good success.
5
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
Okay, a good success for both. All right,
No, it's a good success on Anton, but it's
just a regular
success
one for you. Okay, so what is your toughness, Lady Salvo?
9. As long as I'm wearing my mask, it's a 9.
All right, so that will be 1 wound and 2 shock.
Oh, I will try to soak that.
Anton, what is your toughness?
12.
So
Armor
1 wound
4.
and 2 shock as well.
So I rolled a reality total of 11. I don't know if that helps me. What is that?
You need a 10 to reduce. You take no shock if you succeed at the check.
But I still take a wound.
Well, with a soaking damage, with a good success, which is a 10, with a standard success, you reduce it by 1 wound and all shock, so you are fine.
Okay. But
What
it
does
costs
it
me
look
a
like as you
possibility.
sort of absorb that? He catches you, but
Yeah, he hits me and I go down, but I turn it into a somersault and kind of, the momentum makes me pop back up at the end.
do you roll deeper into the room or do you go back out into the hallway?
Into the hallway, and I'll even like turn my head a little bit to kind of make eye contact with the lady in red. Lady. Yeah.
For her action, she pulls out, one of the long filter cigarettes, and just sort of lights it up. Anton, did you soak?
Got a long stem.
Yeah.
Is that just
Like
a French?
Like Natasha, the Boris and Natasha.
I will spend as possibility to try to soak the damage too. That's a 15.
A
Total?
15, you are fine. So what does it look? He catches you. What does it look like?
Well, he uses most of his momentum to knock Lady Salvo out of the room and tumble. And since I didn't enter, I didn't have to get in there. He expended all his energy and just kind of hits, and then we're just both standing there in a hallway. And I just kind of look down on him.
All right. So
Duh.
here. Hold on. Wait a second here. Lady Salvo, you have a drama card.
Yes.
Anton, you have a hero card, as you both performed attack actions this round. All right, so that is the end of the round. Welcome to round 2, and our drama card is The Pace Quickens. Villains get to go first, but heroes get an up.
Actually, I can play my seize initiative at the end of the round.
Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Let's keep that. Let's keep that last one up there, because.
All right, so I will put that back on top of the deck.
What card did we get?
I got drama, and you got
hero.
Hero, yeah.
Hero. Gotcha. It totally went over me that the card you gave me was hero. Like, yeah, you got a hero card. Which one? No, the card is hero.
The
Who's
card
up
with
first?
you.
All right.
Man in the first position.
Well, you guys are up first then, because we were staying on the same card as last time. So who would like to go first?
Quick, Anton, light her cigarette.
Multi-action?
Cigarette or him?
You can do a multi-action. Draw the
I've already got
flame from her
I
match.
have one character already involved with a lady in red. I don't want to.
Ooh.
Sir Archibald
Ooh.
Prevox, somewhere in Tharcold, Archie.
Nice.
This randomly punches a Tharcold citizen. I will try to set him on fire again.
Don't kill him, Lady Salvo will say. I need his information. Or he has information I need. Probably a better way to put it.
How do you want to work if I want to change and use telekinesis to try to
You
immobilize
can drop a
him?
psychic power. If you want both up, you'll take the penalty. But if you're going to drop it and...
Well, I'm saying if I don't want to do pyrokinesis, but I want to do telekinesis to just try to... Since he doesn't have guns, he's just trying to wrestle and punch us.
So it would be a multi-action. You would activate telekinesis, and then it would count as your strength for the action that you take.
To restrain him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll try that. Target is 8. That's +1. 14. I got a good success. So that's +2 to my effective strength, which is then 9.
All right. So, Mark, so you're attempting to restrain him.
Yeah. Not really like pick him up, move him, just try to keep him from moving on his own, I guess.
All right. So, go ahead and give me an unarmed attack. You're going to be using your telekinesis for this.
Okay. That strength roll.
Yeah, I'm going to have you
That
make this
number
as a
that-
strength roll. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So that's the base number. I only have one possibility. Well, wait a minute. What I put in the
Don't
roll?
complain to me about losing possibility, Mark.
Don't even start.
Yeah, don't even start, man. Like,
-6. It's only an effective of 3. I'll say my one possibility.
so you got an effective roll of 3. Okay.
3.
You see him, he kind of, like, for a brief moment, you can see, like, the cape that he's wearing kind of wrap up around him a little bit as Anton tries to bring his mind to bear. But Lord Grimdark will have none of it. Who's going next?
Has
Lady?
Maury brought me my crossbow yet?
Edith, as you stand there, you can hear number 14 from from the ground, and you can see he doesn't know your name. Edith, he's running across, and he lobs your crossbow up to you.
Yes. Yes.
I expect you to just be staying on top of the stairs with your hand out.
Yeah, you catch it. Like,
Where is my crossbow?
Maury is a good sidekick.
Magnificent.
You catch the crossbow.
You want me to keep him because, let me tell you,
You do
sometimes
collect
you like
NPCs. You don't have to keep him. I just throw interesting NPCs kind of into the air, like spaghetti
Yeah.
against the wall. I see what
Is
NPCs
more-
stick.
Is Maury's middle name Stamgert?
It is not. One, because I'm not doing that voice, and two, because no. Sometimes you introduce NPCs and your group really like vibes on them. And sometimes you introduce NPCs and they keep them around just so you'll do the voice.
To be fair, Stamgert pretty much saved everybody all the time.
That's
so
true.
It wasn't just the voice.
All right, so Edith, what do?
I take the crossbow and I heard Lady Salvo say she needed the Frenchman alive. Or not
She
the
needed,
Frenchman,
yeah,
sorry,
she needed
Lord
the
Grimdark.
Lord Grimdark
If
alive.
you shoot the Frenchman, it's
V's over there like, oh my god.
Ah!
Yeah, he's just
Sorry, I'm having flashbacks.
V. You
we
definitely
don't want,
hear him
we
say,
don't want either of them dead, okay?
Yeah.
Let's be very clear.
"Oh, you're gonna get
Fine.
Lapis.
Germany."
They're gonna get Lapis for you. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Merd.
Mattered.
I'm gonna shoot him. If I call this shot, what's my penalty?
So here's the thing. If you are not trying to kill somebody, you are heroes, you are storm knights, I will allow you to, if you knock them unconscious, to choose whether they die or not. At this point, he's only taken one wound. He's still up. You gotta wear him down.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to shoot him fatally. I just want to shoot him.
Just shoot him a little.
Just a small amount.
Yeah, as we've proven, Core Earth
Just a
people are
tickle.
resilient, right? That one guy got shot like 3 times, and he's, mostly
Fine-ish.
okay. Yeah. You definitely
Kind
hear
of a
someone
liar,
like
honestly.
complaining, like downstairs, like he got trampled on. The voice sounds vaguely familiar. All right, so give me your roll. You can see him. He's kind of standing like on the broken glass, like where the glass wall kind of connected with the floor. There's just broken glass everywhere, and he's standing there in front of Anton. Like the two of them are face to face, as Anton said, and you can still see the waters kind of catching and pouring down his face, starting to soak the carpet.
All right, I had to spend a possibility, but I have a 16.
Well, that is a good success.
Great.
No, it's just
one
a good
extra
one.
D6.
What?
I said it's just a good one, not a great one.
No, what did Mark say?
Oh, roll an extra d6 for damage. So what's the
Yeah.
base damage on your crossbow?
13.
All right. That's not
Special
great.
arrow? Special arrow?
Are you using a special arrow or bolt?
So I have to wait for Boltsmith, so no.
Okay. All right. So then, pulling the trigger, roll your bonus die.
Yeah,
you don't
it's a
have you don't have Aerosmith yet?
Not yet,
But
Do not know.
soon.
Experience to buy that perk, but she will.
All
but
right.
I will.
Nice.
So it's a total of 18 damage.
So up
Pretty
by 5, which is 1 wound and 2 shock. He's gonna take it, mainly because Lady Salvo did like 4 wounds.
Yeah, he
That's why I
is.
did like 3.
And Anton and Lady Salvo both did 3 wounds that he had to soak. So he's going to save that last possibility. He takes his second wound, which means he is at -2 to all that he does. It is now, so it could be Lady Salvo's turn, it could be V's turn.
Lady
Ow.
Salvo?
Okay, yeah, I'll just what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try to move up to him, but because my powers aren't working, I'm actually like pretty ungraceful at the moment. I'm slipping in the water. Like I kind of stumble up toward him really. But I put the guns really close to his body. I'm going to try and make an intimidate roll on him and say, "You tell me where the railroad crab is now, and
All
you'll
right.
get justice."
Go for it.
So intimidation. I'm not particularly good at this, so see what happens. Okay, yeah, that's a 6. I'm spending a possibility.
All right.
That's a 19, so 25 is a +8, so it's a 15 on the Intimidate.
All right. A 15 on the Intimidate is a normal success. Do you have a card that you could play to bump it up? A +3 would get you to a good success.
All right, critical moment.
Okay.
So I'm throwing all my cards in. First of all, drama, so I can roll again and add. So I add another 18 to my there. So that's going to push it up 5 more. So that's a good success.
Yep.
Action adds +3 on top of that, so it's definitely a good success. And Inspire is the last card. So everybody gets inspired, and all Storm Knights have their choice of gaining 1 possibility, a draw from the Destiny deck, or recover 3 shock.
V.
I will recover a possibility.
All right. V, what are you doing?
Destiny.
You get action.
I love all of you nerds.
Edith, do you want a possibility or a Destiny card?
I would like a Destiny card, please.
Nemesis.
Ooh.
You could play to make a reality-rated character your personal enemy. This is why the Frenchman is still around. Just
You can pick Lord Grimdark.
Anton, what do you want?
I take a possibility.
All right. So you were at a 15, right?
Yeah.
Then you got a +5 to that.
Yeah, +8 actually.
Okay, so you're at +8. Yeah, so you have an outstanding success now.
Okay. So so the visual is, I've got him, I'll tell me where the yellow crab is, and then she like pulls back the hammers on the 45s. Now.
He kind of sits back down on the edge of the table, takes some deep breaths, because he is not looking good. He's in the basement. I delivered him here.
Okay, I leave the room.
Okay.
Whoosh. I dramatically leave the room. Whoosh.
We are out of. All right. So with that, he has given up. There is no combat scene anymore. As Lady Salvo goes, the Frenchman kind of looks to you, V, and he reaches into his desk and he pulls out a key ring and detaches a heavy key, and he tosses it to you. Your friend will need that to get into the basement. Why don't you all just go wait there for... You know how I said an hour? How about we make it 20 minutes? I will have transportation ready.
It's like, I want you out of here right now.
As he tosses me the key, I'll toss him back the piece of lapis.
He very carefully takes it and sets it back on the shelf and arranges it just so.
If you want your tracker, you need to get some items that she's handled. And quit giving them away.
All right, so you have a key to the basement.
Yes, I will follow to the basement.
All right.
We need to tie this guy up.
He's sitting there kind of dejected, and you see the Frenchman kind of comes around the desk behind you. No need. I will explain to Lord Grimdark what happens when someone violates the sanctity of Fortuna's Den. And yes, that means your claim on the yellow crab is no longer recognized by this establishment. And he just kind of throws his hands up in the air, and water goes, like, he is soaked to the bone.
Bust a deal, face the wheel.
That's right. All right, so Lady Salvo, V, I assume Anton and Edith. I don't want to...
And Maury.
And
Is Roger just still out?
Roger is out. He is back curled around the bottle of plastic vodka. It says Gordon's vodka on the side. Yeah.
I thought when everyone ran, he would have gone to the bar and started drinking.
No,
free.
remember, he tried to stop, drop, and roll because he assumed he was on fire.
He's had a few too many.
I can fix that.
All right. So, the lady in red.
Don't forget to light the light lady the red cigarette in time.
Are you lighting the lady
Sure.
in red cigarette? My thanks. You remind me of someone of whom I am quite fond. Come, I will take you to the basement. And she kind of leads you back towards the stairwell and then hangs a hard right and leads you to a service elevator. And when you get inside, you can see there's 2, 1, K, and then there is a button and there is a keyhole next to it.
Do we have that long, awkward pause as we're all in the elevator, just sort of next to each other? And
Yeah, you and Anton are soaked to the bone. So, hi, I'm Maury, number 13.
I'm openly holding 2
It's like-
pistols, just like, I look at him.
He looks at you. He doesn't say anything because you just shot somebody, but he does notice the pistols. Yes, Maury, we will be speaking of this later. Do you put the key in?
He is so fired.
Yes. You're getting poor Maury fired.
The elevator rumbles down, 1, bing, K, bing, and then it just bings and nothing else lights up. And when the doors open, you enter into just like a concrete hallway, free hanging lights sort of swinging. It smells damp, and like you can smell the river has definitely been seeping in here for many years.
I kind of imagine there's at least a moment on the elevator where the lady in red is checking out Edith and checking me out, and all 3 of us are sort of giving each other that predator like, yep, game recognizes game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There is the chance that if things go down on this elevator, Anton and V are just out of. Just step back, step behind Maury. He'll soak a wound, I guess.
Before we get started, would anyone like to get off?
That's right. Still one of the best scenes in recent. All right, sorry. Focus, JM. You're the GM here. So the lady in red steps out, and you can instantly hear her shoe kind of splatters, makes this like wet noise as there is water that's kind of like pooled on the floor. And she leads you past several metal doors that are rusted. They have like the old style slide windows, and she takes you down. It's like 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 2A, 2B. She takes you all the way down to 6D. I would just like to point out that neither the Frenchman nor I had anything to do with this aside from holding him here for Lord Grimdark to balance a ledger. And she
Noted.
Offers the door to V. Key opens up, the door opens up, and you can see in there, strapped to a chair, bound hand and foot with thick metal, the kind of like brackets that hold arms and legs down, is the yellow crab.
How does he
Lady
look?
Salvo, how did you find me?
Wasn't easy. How does he look?
He looks rough. As you know, Lady Salvo, the appearance of death means very little in the Nile Empire. In fact, the Yellow Crab is known for his stunningly ugly yellow costume and mask, but also for having the most apparent brushes with death out of all of the mystery men. There was one time that he was buried, complete with funeral, and showed up the next day at the mystery men's headquarters, wondering what all of the fuss was about. Which is probably why you were certain that he was not, as like reports of his demise had been greatly exaggerated.
I put my guns away and I try to loosen, get him out of the chair.
Oh yeah, you can. Who are all of you? Are you mystery men as well? And
They're
women?
friends. We're here to get you out. Come on, I'll kind of support him and be like, let's
Did
go.
you get? Grimdark was the one who brought me here.
Grimdark's being handled. He's been taken care of.
We have to get word. One of the so-called heroes in the Nile Empire. She's not what she seems.
Lapis,
Yes, she's betrayed us all, my friend.
we've met.
She is
We're on her trail.
dastardly.
Indeed, she is. I will totally agree with that because that's very pulpy to say dastardly.
You are.
She is a miscreant of the highest order.
She is, and you say the four of you are on her trail.
Yes.
Well, then I must go with the yellow crab. Pleased to meet you, he says to the woman in red. Kind of, and then just kind of leans back against Lady Salvo. We've met. You had a bag over your head, and I think you were unconscious. Maury! Yellow crab, pleased to meet you.
Let's get out of here.
There is...
Crab, we have a lot to discuss.
We do, and we have one other thing to discuss, but let me show you where the boat is waiting for you. Come. And she kind of leads you down twisted hallways, the smell of the river grows stronger. The water stains on the ceiling, the puddles on the floor get larger, and soon you can actually hear the sounds of the harbor, and you can hear just kind of this the low rumble of a motorboat. Kind of set up. You can see there are three large guys kind of carrying crates and putting them on the boat.
This is an aside to the Lady in Red. This is a hell of an escape tunnel. Dr. Mobius would be proud.
We are both from the Nile Empire. It comes second nature to us. All right. So we have put supplies. There is a map to a small airfield outside of the city that the river butts up against, and an airplane will be ready for you. We will have you in New York, near the Delphi Council's carrier, in no more than 8 to 12 hours. It's a little bit longer than a direct flight, because you don't want to know what will happen if you fly a small plane over the living land.
I can imagine.
I pull out my chip. Maury, I need my rifle, number 13.
You waited until now?
The lady in red kind of takes it out of his hand. Your gear has been loaded, Anton. But I do appreciate the dramatic gesture. Well done.
Entirely on that one, yes.
And she kind of tucks it away. Do any of you know how to drive a boat? Maury kind of, I do.
Of course he knows how to drive a boat.
Maury, take them to the airfield. You know the one. And he kind of gets in and kind of climbs around. Boris, and kind of climbs up to the front of the boat. You can hear the engine kind of rev. There are supplies, there are food, there are more communication devices.
There are guys named Boris?
Several our organization wants to see the ledgers returned, so you will find several interesting pieces from around the cosmos to aid you in your journey. Be careful. Well, my partner does not believe Lapis is a threat. She does not do anything without meticulous planning, as I'm sure you know. Do not take anything for granted. Do not let your guard down, or she will kill you.
We have our own business with Lapis, I'll say to the Lady in Red, and I'll give her, a pretty sharp eye, and I'll say, but make no mistake, I'm not doing this as a favor to your boss. And he'll get his ledgers back, don't you worry. But if he uses them on the wrong people at the wrong time, he'll get a visit from me.
She gives you just this long-suffering smile. Yes, I know the speeches. I do miss the Nile Empire. This place is so dull. You have my luck, Lady Salvo. I hope we see each other again soon.
Could I ask
Anton.
a favor,
Yes.
lady? Could I have my token returned as a remembrance?
She smiles and hands you the tab. The three guys kind of get off of the boat. You can see they're sort of unmooring it. She turns to you, V. All right. We have provided you with what we can. Sort of above and beyond. There are several potions from Isle that can close wounds. There's some general materials that you might find useful.
RPG?
No, you are going into a heavily public and occupied area, and we do not wish any of this to get back to our area, or we don't want to show up on anyone's radars. However, there are wall crawlers from Pan Pacifica, several smoke pellets, and even a slat patch or two from Tharcold.
Your realm runners have been quite busy, haven't they?
One does what one's best. Now, I did say that there was one other piece of business that needed dealt with. Edith, if you would. Maury's like, all right, I've got it all set up. We're ready to go. The boat kind of rocking in the river. She kind of
Edith,
reaches up
it's your moment.
and kind of pats you on the cheek. No offense, darling. And I'm giving you all a possibility as the three men kind of turn towards you and you recognize the telltale signs of werewolves. And as they start to move towards you, Maury freaks out and guns the boat. And as the three of you pull out into the river, you can see three werewolves starting to move in on Edith. And that is where we will end for tonight.
No!
Edith will not be with us for a week or two, so we needed a good dramatic exit for Edith. As you guys head upriver, I'm super excited or downriver, I guess, because that's how rivers work. I'm super excited for next session. Thank you all for watching. We will be back next Tuesday with more Torg. Check out all of the great Ulysses shows that they have on the channel. There is Fading Suns on Thursday night with me and Lily and Mark and several others. Ross and I talk myth campfire chats on Thursdays. We have Ulysses Worlds, where they talk about all the great games. There's if you're interested in the Dark Eye, if you're interested in any game that Ulysses makes or will make, check out their channel. They have a lot of great shows. And yeah, I think where I'm going to end there for that one. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. We will be back on Thursday with Fading Suns, and we will be back next Tuesday with more Torg, the Horsemen, or the Four Horsemen. So until then, good gaming.